Everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to take a look at the mechanicals. We'll look at the electrical and some of the things we did with that. We'll look at the plumbing, that all's done now, all roughed in, and then also the heating and ventilation, how we did those ducts and what kind of routed stuff. Yeah, so let's take a look at it, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so sorry about the lighting. Electricians killed all my lights. So we did talk to the homeowner. We are going to change out, I don't remember if we decided we're going to change out that valve or both of them, or one or both. Well, I think we're going to change those to gate valves while we're in here. Excuse me, ball valves, and go from there. One of the things we did do, and I talked about earlier, was this is where that outside spigot was. Used to have a valve in here. We got that so we can close up the ceiling. So that runs all the way back. And we'll go over here. So now we've got front and back spigots in the same location. So when right now they're shut off and they've got drains on them, so that in the winter those guys can shut that down. So while we're over here, we'll kind of take a look at, so what we did was added, here is the vent for the shower. We'll see it from the other side. And then we had the pipe break off in here, so they end up going down to, this used to be, I think, an 1.25 inches. Yeah, 1.25 inches. They put, went down into the fitting down there below the floor. We'll concrete this in, and then they brought in a new 2-inch and then tied that back in for the lav sink. So the new sink is going to be in the same location. This is about 18 inches. The new one's going to be 36. It's going to come over, but the sink is on that side, so it can just stay in that same location. We are going to be able to leave the toilet in there and be fine. And then on the floor here, if you remember, it used to have a floor drain right in here someplace. So they went back and cut. So there was no vent on that originally. With the floor drains, you don't need a vent. So they came off, it came through the wall, and then one of the things they needed to do is there's a check valve here and a backflow preventer, so that if water does come up through the sewer, it's not going to come up and flood the basement. Now you only need to do that on new stuff. So in this one, potentially, if we had a different area of the house, like the toilet or a floor drain that was existing, you could still back up in there, but you don't have to fix all of them. It's only if you're working on it. So anyway, so that comes through up in here, and then we've got a pipe stubbed out underneath this little cover, this little box. We'll pour concrete around that, and then they can put their trap on afterwards. We've got a clean out in here, comes up and goes over into our soffit, and that is the vent for that. So that, I think, is all of the plumbing. Oh, so the other thing, so we went round and round. So we stubbed in for the shower valve here. This is going to be a 4-foot by 3-foot shower, glass on 2 sides. Originally, we were going to put on this outside wall, but we decided not to go on the outside wall and put it on the center wall here. And then, so that's where that will be. All right, let's take a little bit of this electrical. So we've got our new boxes in the foam. And if you remember from before, we have these chases so the wire can chase down. And then that is what they call a 1900 box. And that's actually screwed directly to the block. And then they put a mud ring on that. So that will put a sheetrock and then cut in or out around that. So all the outside walls will have that. The other thing they did is they're going to put they're called puck lights. So they're a little LED, and what they do for now is they just put a loop. So we're going to have a light somewhere in there. We'll have another one somewhere in here. I think we did 3 across here. So we've got one in there, another one there, and another one there. So this room will have a single switch and 5 lights. The other thing we did is we've got they're gonna do a motion sensor light in the closet, so when they go into the closet, it'll light up. So that'll be powered all the time. There's no switch on that. And then we've got the switch for those 5 overhead lights. And then just our standard lighting. So we've got, well, electrical, the code is it's no more than 12 feet between outlets, and you need to have one virtually on every wall. And so we've got one there, and then we've got one over here. So the idea is that you're no more than 6 feet from an outlet, no matter where you are. We come in here, one of the things that we did decide on, we're going to do a built-in cupboard around this, and then we've got a wire. Boy, the lighting really sucks in here, sorry guys. We've got a coil of wire, which is going to be for a electric fireplace, and this is going to be for a TV mount that we'll worry about later. And then we've got the rest of our outlets. And then in here, we're going to have above the dry bar, we've got an overhead light that will be on a switch. And then there are going to be some type of a dry bar in here that comes in. And same thing here, we've got loops up in the ceiling. I think we've got 6 cans, so 3 on each side for those puck lights. And they just drill a hole and go in, the wire attaches directly to that. And maybe when they're wiring it, we'll get that in there. So, and then we got in here, you really can't see it, but the other thing they did is they added a light switch onto that, and then a light switch onto the laundry room area too. So, and then what we'll do is when they come down, they did is I wired a sconce up there so we can light the stairwell, and that's connected. Oh boy, bright light, sorry. Let me turn around the other way here. There we go. So we've got a CO smoke detector going in there, and then another puck light going in there. So that'll light the bottom of the landing at the stairs, the stairwell, so that'll be on a 3-way switch. It's connected here, and then the other switch will connect to some lighting in this ceiling that we got framed, and the other one will be for the lighting in here so that we can control all that separately. And then in here for the bathroom, we'll have that bigger vanity coming in here. We'll have an outlet and 2 switches. One is going to be for, and they've got a looped wire up behind there so that they'll just come in afterwards and pop in wherever that box is going to go. Same thing up into the shower area. We've got a loop of wire up in there. They'll just drill a hole in the sheetrock and drop in our those puck lights, and that'll light that. The other thing we did is the homeowner decided to go ahead with, and I really like these Panasonic basically automated bath fans. So they have a humidity sensor and a motion sensor into them. So if when you come into the bathroom, it will turn on, and then also measures humidity. These things are super quiet. We installed one in one bathroom, and I didn't think they were working because they're that quiet. Now they are a little more expensive. I think this runs $160 to $200 range if you buy them. I'll put a link on Amazon. These actually, this Panasonic series is really good. I won't put anything else in. I think they should be the standard now, just because they are so quiet and you never even know they're running. So we're still waiting for the HVAC guys to come in, and they'll connect on and run out there. They are scheduled to be back here first of next week, and then we'll go through what are the changes they're making. We've got, this has got to go away, and then the other thing that's got to go away is this in here. So these all get tucked back in, and then they'll bring in new supply and returns for the bedroom, and 2 supplies and a return for the family room, and I think that'll cover everything. So, but we'll go through the mechanicals or the HVAC once they're here, and that should be in a few days. All right. So my HVAC guys showed up, and we're in the family room. So we got 2 returns going here. Ooh, blurry. We got, so my HVAC guys finally got here, and we've been kind of waiting on them for a few days. And so we're in the family room. We've got 2 returns coming off the furnace. And then in this room, we have a supply there. And we have a supply here. So we have to have, used to be able to, like, let's see, I'll talk about the returns. So it used to be, they've got this tin up here that is connected up, and that's the way they used to put returns. So they do go through the joist space. Same thing they did over here, where and that was where they had that little return that came up and around. But this is a current return, and that one goes upstairs. You can't do that anymore. It has to be within duct space. So that's why they have a hard pipe return in there, and then same over on this side over here. In the bedroom, we've got 1 return in there, and that's all piped in. And then on this side, we've got our supply. And then the other thing that they did is they cleaned up, we used to have that round duct up there, so they've cleaned that all up there. And then the only other thing that those guys did is they ran their vent and got that done. So code is, I believe it's 3 feet from the outside. You have to have an insulated duct. You can't just put non-insulated up there. But so because this is just a short run, it's just as easy for them to put the whole insulated duct up there. So that is good to go, hooked up to that Panasonic fan that we had before. And I think that is ready. Our mechanicals are done. We've got inspections on all of our plumbing, heating, and electrical inspections are done. And yeah, we're ready to go.